Rox, Davy Jones, and Blackbeard are the same person. I know that sounds a bit mad, but let's have a bit of fun with this theory. All the way back in the Jaya arc when Luffy and Zoro let themselves get beaten up by Bellamy and his crew, the aftermath of that brawl has always puzzled us One Piece fans. Luffy and Zoro are outside the bar and Blackbeard goes on this epic speech that men's dreams never die. Luffy's just staring at him the whole time. As they part ways, Nami was asking who is he as she noticed Blackbeard was talking about Sky Island. Luffy then says it's not a he, with Zoro adding it's probably a they. Now, I'm sure everyone has heard the theory about Blackbeard being a Cerberus, with him having this supposed ability to have 3 souls inside of him. There's plausible evidence for that theory, as I mentioned Zoro and Luffy recognizing that Blackbeard is a they, meaning that there could be more than one person inside of his body. He has eaten 2 devil fruits, which are among the strongest in the whole One Piece world, the Yami Yami no Mi and the Gura Gura no Mi. Any normal human being would be killed if they have more than 1 fruit, but Blackbeard managed to survive. As mentioned by Marco in the Marineford War, Blackbeard's body construction is different to others, and Marco has credibility with that comment as he is also a doctor. Blackbeard's Jolly Roger also has 3 heads, hence the theory of him being a Cerberus. He doesn't sleep either, which was confirmed by Oda in an SBS, so could it be that the other souls are the ones that are keeping him awake? There's these little hints in the story so far to suggest that there are multiple souls inside of Blackbeard's body. Now, if you go with the theory and it's confirmed that yes, Blackbeard does have multiple souls, who are these souls? Well, first of all, let's get the obvious one out of the way. Blackbeard himself, Marshall D. Teach, is of course one of the souls in that body. The other 2, in my opinion, are Rox D. Zabek and Davy Jones. Let's start off with Davy Jones first. Davy Jones is a legendary pirate who is an octopus, as we have seen throughout media history. And also, an octopus also happens to have 3 hearts, which goes hand in hand with the Blackbeard Cerberus theory, containing 3 souls. Blackbeard's updated bounty is 3,996,000,000 berry, which in the Japanese pronunciation is San Kokoro, San being 3 and Kokoro being heart. As well as in chapter 1155, it was revealed that Rox is a follower of Davy Jones and is a big user of the Davy Back fight in order to recruit strong pirates into his crew, which is why he has the likes of Whitebeard, Big Mom and Kaido in his crew. Oda never put lines in his story without a purpose. There's always a hidden meaning behind every line and every bounty. Look at Uruji's bounty, pre-time skip. Uruji's bounty was 108 million and he is known as the Mad Monk. Keyword being monk. Japanese Buddhists believe that all men must resist the 108 temptations before achieving nirvana. There's Buddhist symbolism within Uruji's bounty, and him being a monk ties in nicely with that bounty. This is what Oda does. Maybe in the future I'll make a video explaining the hidden stories within each bounty, so stay tuned for that video. But yeah, with these clues in place by Oda, we can have a good argument for Davy Jones to being one of the souls within Blackbeard's body. Now with Rox, apparently Blackbeard is in fact the son of Rox. We have seen in other animes such as in Shaman King where how Asakura would return reincarnated in his future family generation's body to try and win the Shaman tournament. Could it be that Rox himself has managed to reincarnate his soul and place it inside of Blackbeard's body? Even after the God's Valley incident, we don't hear if Rox has been killed. All Sengoku mentioned was that he was erased from history. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he died in the God's Valley incident. We don't see a dead body or anything of the sorts. And because of that, how can you trust that he is actually dead? We saw Whitebeard and Roger die, but we never actually see Rox dying, so there is speculation that Rox may be alive and is getting Blackbeard to do his dirty work. But what if Rox was heavily damaged in the God's Valley incident and the only way he could survive is by being inside of another body? Maybe he used the Ope Ope no Mi, the fruit currently held by Trafalgar Law, to transfer his soul into Blackbeard's body, which is the reason why Blackbeard has now a ship named Saber of Zabek and this desire to go back to Pirate Island Hashinosu. That was Rox's personal project to make that into his personal pirate island, which makes sense that Blackbeard was so eager to make Hashinosu his own personal island because Rox, being one of the souls controlling Teach's body, wanted to take back control of his pirate home. It wasn't Blackbeard who wanted that island as his base of headquarters. It was actually the soul of Rox inside of him. In chapter 1155, Rox ambushed Emu in one of the greatest panels in One Piece history. He told Emu that one day he will return. Return to do what? We don't know. We can only speculate for now, but we can assume that Rox wanted to defeat Emu because Emu is the ruler of the world and Rox has stated that he wants to take over the world. So in theory, if he defeats Emu, then he achieved that goal. If we rewind the clock back to the Reverie in chapter 908, we see Emu stabbing Luffy's, Vivi's, and most importantly for this video, Blackbeard's wanted poster with a knife. Why would Emu be stabbing Blackbeard's bounty of all things? At the time of chapter 908, we had Big Mom and Kaido forming an alliance, who were veteran Yonko pirates and arguably more powerful than Black. Luffy is Joy Boy, as we know, so it makes sense for him to have a knife, and the Nefertari family have history tying back to the Will of D, so naturally them being a royal family with links to the Will of D makes them a threat to Emu and the world government. But why Blackbeard? He seems like any other pirate wanted to capture the One Piece. But what did Rox say again in chapter 1155? He will be back one day. To Emu. He said it to Emu's face. So does Emu know that Rox is in control of Blackbeard? Has Emu realized that Rox is inside of Blackbeard, hence he is one of the 3 targets for Emu? Rox threatened Emu. He entered Emu's hideout already, so him having that knowledge, he can return again with Blackbeard as a host. Whitebeard was also part of Rox's crew, and we see Whitebeard give a bit of banter back to Rox. Whitebeard isn't scared of talking back to Rox, and Whitebeard being part of Rox's crew, Rox knows how strong the Gura Gura no Mi is, so could it be that Rox being in control of Blackbeard's body targeted the Gura Gura no Mi as he already seen firsthand how powerful it is during Whitebeard's time being part of Rox's crew? It all makes sense. To Blackbeard's bounty, to Rox being a Davy Jones follower, to Davy Jones being an octopus and having 3 hearts, to Emu targeting Blackbeard, these clues give strong indication that Davy Jones, Marshall D. Teach, and Rox D. Zabek are all in one body. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with this theory.